Hello and welcome to District 20 Stadium in Colorado Springs for Colorado State 5A high school playoff action. We have the Pine Creek homestanding Eagles against the Lakewood Tigers. Should be a good matchup. Before we get into anything of specifics about this game, though, I want to tell you that you can get a DVD copy of this game for just $10 if you send an email to 20tv@asd20.org or give us a call at 719-234-1780. And joining me today, I'm Brian German on the air. Today is Bob Ely. We'll be breaking down this game for you. We're going to show you what Pine Creek's roster looks like at this point and a couple of key players for Pine Creek. A good thing, Nick Bannister, you'll see him on your screen there, number 11. He got hurt in the regular season finale. He's going to be back, going to be playing in this game. Sean Cleary on the defensive side for Pine Creek. He's going to play. He's had an injury. He's been dealing with a hamstring, a tough time. And we're going to keep our eyes on Aaron Hafner, who had 4 goals the last time he played in a game. Let's take a look at the Pine Creek schedule. The game I'm talking about there is Rampart. The big 8-1 victory over the Rams that gave Pine Creek the #1 seed, and they had a huge turnout in that game. Aaron Hafner with 4 of those 8 goals as Pine Creek got to this stage. Now let's see the Lakewood High School roster. Some standouts for them is the Fox Mikovich in goal, and their main scorer, the guy you want to keep an eye on, is Alejandro Avila, who has 3 goals and 2 assists on the day. Devin McAllister also has 2 goals, and Juan Lujan has 2 goals as well. You take a look at the Lakewood Tigers schedule. The Tigers come into this game 8-6-1 on the season, which might pale a little bit in comparison to Pine Creek's 12-1-2, but you never know. It's going to be a good matchup. Let's take a look at some more stats on this game for you here. Lakewood, Pine Creek. I'll ask you, Bob Ely, how do you think this game's going to turn out here?
Well, you look at the stats, and obviously what an amazing record for Pine Creek. They've only given up 3 or 4 goals on the season, so that's the difference. If they stick to their defensive game plan, then they should handle Lakewood fairly easily, you would think. But you never know. It's state playoff time, and kids get jumpy. They get more confident. They lose their confidence. Anything can happen with high school kids.
Certainly can. And let's take a look at that playoff bracket now. The 32 teams make it into the playoff bracket. There you see in the third bracket down, Pine Creek, Lakewood. That's our game. The winner of this game will take on Chatfield and Littleton. Chatfield from the same Denver conference as Lakewood, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully we'll be able to pass on a score and tell you who the winner of this game will be taking on later. But Bob, I'm looking forward to it. It's always fun to see some playoff action, and we'll see. You know, Pine Creek had like 11 shutouts this year. I think Lakewood's got to just try and get a goal, I think.
I think when you go the coach said the last goal they gave up was a good reminder that they needed to play defense. It's not just going to happen, but they are very defensive-minded. And when you play like that, I guess you get the breakout when you're deep in your own end. Maybe you suck in the offense on the other team a little bit, and they're not paying attention to lob it over top, and that's how you get one kid to score 4 goals in a game.
Yeah, and that's exactly how actually Rampart scored against Pine Creek. They kind of got lazy defensively for a minute, and Rampart's key player, the quick guy, just ran back there and was able to get behind everybody and score the goal. But David Myers is awesome in goal for Pine Creek. Well, that's where we stand. We'll come back. We'll get this thing kicked off for you right here. 5A state playoff action. Brian German, Bob Ely will be right back after this on 20 TV. Welcome back to District 20 Stadium. Brian German alongside Bob Ely for this 5A state playoff game. Pine Creek against the Lakewood Tigers. Pine Creek will be wearing the home whites. The Lakewood Tigers are wearing black with a little bit of orange in their shorts, and some of them wearing orange shoes, things of that nature. But we'll get kicked off here in just a moment. And, Bob, we heard from both coaches before this game, and kind of funny what Tom Noor of Lakewood said, wasn't it?
He said, "We'll try to give you a good show." Is that what he said?
He said, try to give you a good show. And he also said, the longer this game is 0-0, the better we'll feel about it.
That's right. And I thought that was kind of an odd take, because you have to win a playoff game.
Yes.
You can't just finish at 0-0. Somebody's got to move on.
Unless he's looking forward to a shootout or something.
That's possible. But his point is well taken, in that you don't want to get – certainly you'd like to get ahead, but you don't want to get behind Pine Creek, because then the defense becomes even more of a wall, because they can just drop back and – I mean, one goal is like a cement for them.
It certainly is. We've seen them about 3 or 4 times here on 20 TV this season, and they just shut down. I think you'll find them fun to watch, Bob, as we see the Eagles take the field, and David Myers, their good goaltender, their great goaltender, who has given up just 3 goals this season. He has 50 saves and a .227 goals against average in 1,059 minutes. 3 goals.
Unbelievable.
We're about to get going here. We're waiting for the refs to blow the whistle, and Lakewood will take possession. We'll see what happens.
Part of the challenge for some of these players, not the guys on the field because they'll be moving around, but the guys on the bench, is to stay warm. I think it's down in the 30s now. So if you're called into action, you better stretch out and get those muscles ready to go.
And even the players on the field jumping up and down, bobbing back and forth a little bit.
This is where the goaltenders get a little chilly.
Right.
A lot of standing when the ball's on the other end of the field.
It's interesting, before the game, too, Ben Corley also told us about the last game they played against Rampart. They did give up a goal. He said that might have been a blessing in disguise. So maybe it reminded them that they do have to play some defense, despite the 11 shutouts on the season. So, in playoff soccer, anything can happen. We'll see how well these two teams match up tonight.
A goal is okay as long as you still win, right? Then it's a blessing?
Yeah.
It's a curse if that's the only goal in the game and you lose?
That's right. Here comes Lakewood trying to break in early, but Pine Creek is there to get possession of the ball and come back the other way. The Eagles will try and move it across midfield. This is Nick Bannister with the ball. Tries to send it ahead, but Lakewood heads it off at the pass. Nick Farley there, sending it, just trying to keep possession of the ball and see what you can get. Pine Creek likes to work the ball across and then find a way to maybe get up one side or the other. This is Nick Bannister, who was hurt a little bit in that Rampart game. He looks all right now. They let that ball go through. Oh, trying to catch up to it there was Jack Reynolds, who we saw score a couple of goals in a game earlier this year as well.
Good lead behind pass there. He just couldn't get to it.
So Lakewood's back up here. This is where you'll see the Pine Creek defense really shut them down. They're really strong, disciplined defensively. Lakewood doing a good job trying to get that ball deep, but as you can see, Sean Cleary playing the ball there. Now back out. Trying to get that ball way ahead to Michael Steffi. Steffi with 8 goals for Pine Creek this year is the leading scorer for the team. You saw his speed there as he tried to catch up to that pass.
The Lakewood defenders did a good job of staying with him, though, because if he gets out in front, that's probably Steffi's game, is just get in front of people.
And Lakewood's smart to have a lot of guys back waiting. This is Alexander Cullen with the ball. Still trying to work it into Steffi, it looks like. Oh, and a nice try for a steal there by Aaron Hafner. Hafner, by the way, was playing defense for most of the season before Coach Corley moved him up to the striker position on the outside, and amazingly enough has scored like 5 goals in the 4 games that he's been playing on the offensive half of the field. Lakewood trying to move it ahead now. They move it a lot to Alejandro Avila. He is their leading scorer, but it's out of bounds and back to the Eagles. Michael Steffi plays the ball well there.
Boy, the footwork on Pine Creek, pretty amazing.
It certainly is.
It's a good feeder program that Pine Creek has coming in now. A lot of kids in town play soccer. They play together for a very long time. If they live in the Briargate neighborhood, they all go to Pine Creek. That's a that experience is golden.
It certainly is. Alex Cullen now will get a free kick here. So we had the whistle. He's waiting for Jack Reynolds to get into position. Now Jack's back. Interesting setup here for the Eagles.
They're going to crash the net here as soon as he kicks that ball.
Cullen sends it. And here come the people looking for a head, but Lakewood does a good job. Pine Creek pounces on it on the outside here. Here's his Jack Reynolds, bringing it to the left. Gets it to Sean Cleary. Told you he had having a tough time with his hamstring. How about that crossing pass? Couldn't get to it, though. Nick Farley was trying. Oh, there's a shot off the top post. And Bannister had another shot at it. Wow. How about the shot off the top post there? Pine Creek putting a little pressure. Putting a little pressure on the Tigers. Here's the replay.
They just couldn't clear it. Lakewood just couldn't clear it.
Nope, that was Aaron Hafner, who had 4 goals last time out. Just a little bit lower, and that would have been 1-0 Pine Creek less than 4 minutes into the game. So Fox Mikovich plays it, and Pine Creek runs it down.
Yeah, I was going to say right back in the Lakewood end.
Hafner lets it go out, and it'll be played in over there.
So you have to, if you're Lakewood, you have to cover both ends of the field a little more than perhaps normal in terms of number of men on either end.
Definitely.
Your defense has to be stout, and then when you're on offense, you really have to flood the zone. Otherwise, you're not going to get it anywhere near the goal.
Jack Reynolds with a nice pass there to Steffi. Back to Nick Bannister, making a move in. What a great job footwork. Boy, Bannister played that ball so well. I thought he was going to get a good shot on goal, but great job by Fox Mikovich to come out and play that thing. Look at the leg by Mikovich, putting that thing up past half midfield.
And back to the offense, Pine Creek goes again.
Michael
It doesn't
Steffi.
take much, does it?
Jack Reynolds, yeah. Jack Reynolds is a guy who's really shown off some crazy footwork this season.
Little miss kick there by Lakewood.
Ben Corley said it's really important to get as many guys in the box as they can once they get the ball penetrated to that far. Get guys down there, some feet, some heads, whatever you can do to get that ball in the net.
That's a good driving kick by Mikovich.
Mm-hmm. Impressive leg. But Pine Creek just gets it right back. Sean Cleary gets it to Reynolds. Reynolds over to Bannister. Bannister is so quick with that ball. Nice lead pass back to Cleary. And now Reynolds, but it's stolen away. Lakewood trying to get the ball up the field, but Pine Creek is back. That's what they do. They're so good. They're so disciplined defensively.
They really possess the ball a long time, don't they? They don't rush anything at this point. Of course, when you're playing with the lead, or in this case, there's no score. At your own pace. There's
calling that. Here we go with the tackle there, and that'll give Jack Reynolds and the Pine Creek Eagles the ball. Reynolds checking himself out there. I guess he's going to be okay. And it's going to be Nick Bannister to take the free kick.
So this time they'll come from the right, from Bannister's right.
Yep. Unless Alexander Cullen's going to kick it. Bannister's waving Cullen off. And it'll be Bannister's turn. Nope. Now Cullen's waving Bannister off.
You go. I get it.
I got this one. Ben Corley obviously telling them what to do. He sends it in looking for a header. And Lakewood on top of that one to send it out. And to handle the ball along the sideline and keep it in play. Oh. That'll go out of bounds. Off Lakewood, I believe. So, yep, Pine Creek ball.
So possession again. Lakewood had it down across midfield 2 or 3 times.
Right. Sam Stark with the throw in. They back him up a little bit. Alexander Cullen comes forward, and they send it over the head to trying to get it to Steffi, but the Tigers step in and grab it.
Good opportunity here.
Yep. Steffi sending it forward. Nick Farley. Oh, man. That was a good opportunity, but a good job there defensively as well.
Yeah, Lakewood only had 3 guys back. And Steffi was on the charge. The ball was a little bit too far in front of him, and that was, if it was an attempted shot, he just didn't get enough foot on it.
Yep. So we get to see the leg of Majkovic again. Pretty good matchup so far. We're 8 minutes in, still 0-0, but Pine Creek has had the advantage of possession. Lakewood not much of a charge offensively so far. Hafner tries to get it to Reynolds, and this time it's taken back by Lakewood. Reynolds works in there, and Michael Steffi comes wide and gets the ball. Here comes Aaron Hafner. Watch the speed. He's got Bannister on the left. Oh, good block in front there by Sergio Gomez of the Tigers. Sends it back out. Now a long kick in that Majkovic will handle easily and send back into play. But the longer this happens and Pine Creek keeps it on that end of the field, it's going to wear down those Lakewood defenders.
It's almost like a field possession game in football where you keep moving it in and moving it in. Eventually something good's going to happen for you.
Hafner with the steal there. Sending it forward to Nick Bannister. Just the speed on the outside of these Pine Creek Eagles. Bannister works. Oh! There's a takeaway by Spencer Kohler. But Sean Cleary comes right back up with the ball, and here comes Pine Creek again. Cleary with Bannister on the left, Reynolds on the right, sends it to Reynolds. Reynolds kicks it, and Fox Majkovic makes the save. Good attempt there by Reynolds, though.
He didn't have much room in between those two defenders, did he?
No, he
They
didn't.
almost shielded the goalie on that shot. Pretty nice shot.
It was a good try by Jack Reynolds. Good shot on goal. Now the Tigers trying to move it forward. Sean Benjamin sends the ball over, and Hafner takes it right back for Pine Creek. Here comes Michael Steffi. Boy, he battles for the ball really well right there with David Miller of Lakewood. Now to Francisco Munoz. And Farley steps in to take it away.
Another steal. Boy, if the Eagles are anywhere near the ball, they seem to move to it very well.
Aaron Hafner to Cullen, back to Hafner on the outside. He's going to get to the ball. Keep it in bounds. To Cullen. Now Nick Farley running up the middle of the field. There, Majkovic.
A little bit closer.
Majkovic is doing good. You know, he's given up 14 goals in 14 games. So basically a goal a game. But for Pine Creek, most of the year, that's all they've needed is a goal. And you see why. They play really good defense. They possess the ball for long periods of time. Here come the Tigers now trying to get it in there to Avila. But Avila misplays the header, and Sean Cleary takes it right back. Now it's up the middle to Reynolds and Steffi. Steffi, quick feet, gets through. It's a foot race. Steffi coming at it. He's going to take a shot. And, oh, what a great job by Fox Majkovic to block that one. And then Bannister tries to go just a bit too high. Another good surge by the Pine Creek Eagles, though.
You're going to see that Steffi, he's out in front. He just gets out of the way for the following shot. Watch him hit the ground. Oh, God. He didn't want to have that planted in his ear, I don't think.
No kidding. He had a good shot there, though, but Fox Majkovic got his hand on it.
That was a tremendous save, wasn't it?
Good save. Majkovic has been impressive. His leg and his hand so far tonight. About 29 minutes left in the first half of this one. We're still scoreless. Bannister with the header. And this time, Steffi can't get to it. And Lakewood will come back their way. Sean Benjamin up the middle of the field. Looks ahead, but it's taken right back by Pine Creek.
Looks like Pine Creek moving just maybe one more man into the zone now.
Yep, here's Cleary. He'll send it back. Move it across the field to Peter Schmidt. Peter Schmidt takes his time, looks around, sends it up the field for Hafner. Hafner heads it back into the middle of the field, and Pine Creek will try and regain possession here. There's a kick out, and not running it down. That's going to be Pine Creek ball, pretty close. Well, they've probably got a play set up here. Is Hafner going to throw in, or Michael Steffi's headed over there to get the throw in?
And they'll drop one more guy down in now. So they get four guys in front of the goal and two out front here.
Steffi's going to throw it in here. Nick Farley comes running out for the header. Oh, ball still in play right in the box. Too many Lakewood Tigers in there. The Tigers seem to be a little taller. There's a shot. wide by Alex Cullen. So Mikovich will be putting it back into play.
But again, all in the Lakewood zone.
Yes.
I don't think Lakewood's had a shot yet. Have they?
No. And you can talk about that, and everybody talks about the stats of David Myers not giving up many goals. He doesn't see a lot of shots, but he has had some really good saves on the season. Ben Corley told us in the game against Air Academy, he had 2 that virtually saved the game for him. So Aaron Hafner now sending the ball back to Peter Schmidt. Peter Schmidt back across the field to Matt Ernst. And Cleary brings it up the left-hand side. Jack Reynolds now to Hafner. That's Cullen in the middle. Cullen with Steffi running in front of him. Sends the ball just a bit wide. He had Steffi there. Steffi just couldn't get to it. Interesting, if Cullen would have put a little more to the right on that one, probably would have put it right on the foot of Steffi. And as a goaltender, Mikovich would have been in serious trouble at that point.
Yeah, if you get the goalie, offensive player, and ball get to the same point at the same time, difficult to play.
Yeah. Ben Corley said, they didn't know a lot about Lakewood coming into this game. And that's kind of a leery thing for a coach. But if you just play good defense, right now, you still don't know a heck of a lot about Lakewood because you're possessing the ball for most of this half so far.
Right, and you're learning more. You're learning the speed of the opposing players.
Yep.
You're seeing some weaknesses perhaps. And you're kind of building your case for later in the first half and certainly in the second half.
Yep. Zach Peter Schmidt sends that one out of bounds and lets Pine Creek set up their defense. Seems to me like the Tigers really try and get it to Alejandro Avila. Like I said, he's got 3 goals, 2 assists on the season. Number 15 right there. A good play defensively in front of him, and Cullen takes it back to Hafner. And here's Jack Reynolds, and here I think Pine Creek might get some numbers. If they could have just kept that in bounds, Nick Bannister. Nick Bannister looks good. He was hurt in that Rampart game. I believe he was hurt in the first half, an ankle, and did not play the rest of the game, but he looks fine tonight, especially in the cold.
Looks like he's wearing a bandage or a brace on that right ankle.
Mm-hmm. Tigers with the throw-in. Juan Lujan with the header, and Pine Creek, look at Bannister play that from behind his back. Jack Reynolds slides through the nice slide tackles. Nick Farley sends it over to Michael Steffi. Steffi taking his time, getting some players in front of him. Had Hafner just kicked a little bit too far in front of him. And Lakewood comes back the other way. Peter Schmidt sends it to Cullen. They'll get it to Cleary and try and come up the left side with Bannister again. Here's Bannister sending it for Steffi. Steffi plays it. Falls down. If he could have kept that, he had Jack Reynolds running at him. There's a nice header by Peter Schmidt. Sends it over to Sam Stark. Stark up the right side this time. And a good play by Lakewood to keep that ball in play.
And right back to Pine Creek.
Stark maybe getting a little too deep here. Nick Farley. And they're going to call that. They're going to give that to the Tigers. Just beyond midfield.
Like maybe a little elbow involved there, huh?
Yep.
Little get out of my way elbow.
Free kick. Max Schechter will take the free kick here.
This will be as deep as Lakewood has been in the zone.
Yes.
Only once before they've been this far down.
Packing it in. This is what kind of scares you, though. You don't want to get, that one chance is all you need, they say. And here's the Tigers. And that kick's way wide by Francisco Munoz.
Boy, in this game, one goal changes the way you play.
Yep.
And in football, baseball, basketball, one goal, one surge, whatever, may not change your game plan. But in soccer, you all of a sudden find yourself having to be more aggressive than maybe you're comfortable with.
That's right. Taylor Carroll comes in now. He's going to play a little midfield for, I think, is that Michael Steffi that came out? Let's see, the number on the back of his jersey. Yep, Steffi came out. Carroll's in now. Keeping fresh legs up front for Ben Corley. Sean Cleary. Yep, they're going to make that call. Cleary's down, and I told you he had a hamstring issue coming in. He's got his left leg wrapped up pretty good there. He got up pretty good, though. He's looking okay, right?
I think he stayed down just long enough to get the whistle. As a good soccer player will do.
Yes. We're going to stop the clock here. Talk to Cleary for a second. I don't know if they see something on his jersey, if he's got a little bit of blood on his jersey.
He's definitely going to come out for a little bit, though.
Cleary has to come out, and it looks like they're going to get Dylan Greco back into the game. Or, excuse me, into the game for the first time tonight. So Greco will take Cleary's place. I think he has a bloody nose. Anytime there's blood, you got to come out. Greco plays it forward to Bannister. Now Bannister races in. He is so quick. Nice move to get around one Tiger, but can't get there. Oh. Bob, you haven't seen a lot of these games, but every time we play a game here, someone in cleats falls down on the asphalt behind the goal.
That's the slippery surface back there, isn't it?
You got to be careful. That's got to hurt for Sergio Gomez. And they're going to give Pine Creek a free kick here. Alex Cullen will set it up. Nick Farley closest to him there. Jack Reynolds also might kick this. We'll see. Coach Corley's down here talking to Ryan Depanay, getting him ready to come back into the game. 9
Tigers in the zone, plus the goaltender.
Wow. We'll see what happens. Depanay waits to come back in. The officials are making sure the Lakewood Tigers are lined up legally. And here we go. Cullen will have a shot. We'll see what happens here. With Farley right there, he runs away. He sets something up. All the Eagles come in. Oh,
it was a nice pass in.
It was. Unfortunately, the Eagles couldn't get to it. There's a stop by Stark, and it goes wide of the goal. Mikovich didn't even have to play that one.
We don't have a height on Mikovich, but he's good 6'1", something like that. He's a tall keeper.
He's got long arms, too. He can get him up there, and probably tough to beat him high. The taller the goaltender, the lower the shot, I would say. Mikovich puts that one into play, and I'm not sure what they called there. Taylor Carroll with the kick, and they give it to the Tigers. Just about halfway through this first half of play, and I would bet you that Pine Creek's had possession of the ball about 18 of those 20 minutes.
And yet the Lakewood coach is happy.
Yes, because it's 0-0. That is right.
That's not a bad thing for him necessarily. He, too, is learning the strengths and weaknesses of Pine Creek here as they play along.
That's right. Sean Cleary back in the game, and that one's just cleared there by Nick Farley. I think Pine Creek was scrambling a little bit defensively. So this will give the Tigers the ball, and they'll throw it in. David Miller, one of 4 captains on this Tiger team, will put it into play. Sends it in there. Look out. It's a nice job by Peter Schmidt to play the ball out of there with his head. And this is Farley over to Cleary. Nice move by Cleary. And here's Bannister.
Again,
Bannister. And then Farley kicked it off of Bannister. So Bannister, boy, really, I think he took a kick in the shin that time. He's trying to shake it off.
He did get up right away, but he limped severely there for at least a couple of seconds. But it looks like he's okay.
Yeah. Tough kid, that Nick Bannister, playing with an ankle injury, and they're going to let David Myers kick this one up the field. Let him do something, yeah. Here's Jack Reynolds playing the ball just past midfield, and here comes Pine Creek's Eagles. Nick Bannister to try and work on it here. Look at that. Oh, fancy footwork by Bannister. Oh,
what a good job by Lakewood, though, to stay in front of him. Didn't go for any of the fakes.
Great job by Spencer Kohler. Now Cleary brings it back in for Pine Creek, sends it across the middle. Nothing doing there.
A lot of fancy footwork there from Bannister, but the end result was loss of the ball.
Yep. Comes Cleary. Sends it now to Reynolds. Reynolds going to send it up the far side. Pine Creek going to play the ball over there. Oh. Nice job by the Tigers playing some good defense. Peter Schmidt sending it right back in. Here's Reynolds playing the ball with the head. Oh, wow.
Whistle.
Not sure they called that.
That seemed like a little slow whistle. Maybe we didn't hear it. The whistles aren't real loud from where we are, but it seemed like a little delayed call. Maybe the whistle's cold.
That can happen. Of course, last year in the playoffs, Pine Creek played in pretty much of a snowstorm out here, and they were down 2-0, came back to win that game in a shootout. Now here's Lakewood trying to get the ball deep. Oh, nice job by Sean Cleary there. Here comes Bannister to Cleary, running down the left side now. And the Tigers kick it away. See if we can keep it in bounds. Nope. That'll be Pine Creek ball right there.
Got a whistle.
It's going to be.
Going to make some substitutions.
We get Aaron Hafner back into the game and Michael Steffi. Looks like Nick Farley and Jack Reynolds come out. And also Nick Bannister.
Alex Juarez is out for Lakewood.
So now Hafner is going to play on the left side. Here comes Steffi. He's got Hafner on the left. Steffi's shot. Goal! How about that? He just came back into the game. Michael Steffi. Check it out, Bob.
Fresh legs. Good kick. Mikovich could not get to his left fast enough. Right in the lower corner. Bounced it in. Nice goal.
What a great shot by Michael Steffi. He even went to the short side on Mikovich, and I don't know if he was planning that because he figured maybe Mikovich was thinking he's got to shoot to the far side because I'm leaving this much goal open. No, he went short and beat him. What a great shot. Michael Steffi, Pine Creek leads this game 1-0, as they like to say.
It doesn't look like Mikovich was out of position.
No.
Just too much ground to cover.
So Lakewood Tigers now behind. We'll see how they play, if they play any differently. Turn things up a little bit. Trying to get that ball back into the offensive end. Cullen now. Sean Cleary plays it ahead for Carroll, and Depanay's over there. Now Cleary will just let this one bounce, and they'll take possession of it.
Seems like the Eagles have had a little more success going to their left.
Yep. It seems like they're trying to go to their left. Javier Morales also in there in midfield for Pine Creek now. He'll touch the ball right there and get it back. Nice give and go. And here comes Steffi again. Look at the speed. Trying to outrun the Tigers. Oh, got tripped up a little bit. Looking for a call, I think. Not going to get it. The Tigers will kick it out of bounds, and Pine Creek will take possession of it right there.
Steffi is quick, but two of those Lakewood defenders are running right with him.
They certainly were, and they did a good job making sure that he didn't have a chance to send it towards the goal.
Just announced the assist on the goal to Hafner.
What a great job. That was a nice goal. Michael Steffi. This is exactly what Pine Creek needed, and Lakewood coach no longer breathing easy.
No, he's not in a good spot right now, is he?
Fox Mikovich hits that ball out of there. Cullen back to Stark. Stark will play that one beyond the end line, and we'll get to see Mikovich kick it out of there again.
He's been busy.
He has. And if you're a goalie, I don't know, I probably would prefer to be busy, wouldn't you? Rather than old David Myers down here, just kind of.
I don't know.
David Meyer.
I mean,
sorry to add the
you
S.
certainly
there.
want to earn your jersey, but the other thing is you're always on your toes.
True. Javier Morales playing the ball well, and they'll come back and get it to Sean Cleary. Cleary to Hafner, as I said, who moved to the left side now. And Hafner and Steffi had just come in, and they had that huge play to get the goal. They're playing on the opposite side. There's Stark sending it in, and here's Hafner. Hafner's got it. Oh, but look at Fox Mikovich. Oh. What a save by the Lakewood Tiger goaltender.
He kicked it right to him. He tried to get it. Oh. Now there's just a little jump step right there by Hafner. You watch that, and he may have tried to lift it over Mikovich. He just couldn't get it done.
Wow. Almost like he tried to go for a rebound goal. You know, a lot of times in hockey they'll do that.
Right.
Shoot it up high and look for a bounce. Hafner kind of did that, but Fox pounced on that thing. As a Fox would.
Fox hounds on the prey, right?
Yes. Now the Tigers with a chance. Sending it in. Pine Creek can't afford to get lazy on defense. There's Morales with the takeaway to Cullen. Cullen moving the ball well. Oh,
yeah, that'd be a whistle on that.
Tackle,
yeah.
Yep, that's Pine Creek. Pine Creek ball. Crowd getting a little rowdy here tonight. Lots of people made their drive up from Lakewood for the Tigers. Tiger fans in attendance, and plenty of Pine Creek fans, of course.
Isaac Arnold's family is here for Lakewood. They made their own shirts, I think. I don't know where you find those.
It looks like it. It looks like tape on top of
a bright orange T-shirt and
orange.
electric tape.
It's probably hard to get a bright orange shirt.
This time of year?
Well, maybe not. The Broncos?
Halloween? The Broncos and Halloween.
Yes.
I wish I had stock in orange this time of year.
If only we were so smart. We would probably trade for higher than Twitter. Here comes Lakewood, just trying to get the ball out of their defensive end. Sean Cleary will take it for Pine Creek and send it backwards. Move it around. Now here's Morales back to Cleary. Nice job there by Matt Ernst as well. Jack Reynolds back in the ball game. Oh, he does a good job just possessing the ball. And for Pine Creek right now, I mean, the way they played the first part of this half, they should just continue to do that. Here's Steffi again, running hard, finding the ball. Covered over there by Sergio Gomez. And Gomez kicks it out of bounds. Pine Creek has it. They'll be able to set something else up. Cleary and Morales run down to get down to the box. And a long throw in. Nick Farley's in there. There's Hafner. They're trying to head everything. Morales went so hard with his head he fell to the ground. But the Eagles going to keep the ball right here. Jack Reynolds. We got a whistle and a free kick for Pine Creek.
That way Lakewood just, there were so many bodies in there. Just get it out. Really no play in mind. Just get it out.
Jack Reynolds take the kick here. Sends it up high. Whoa, I tell you what, Mikovich, I don't think was ready for that.
He was way over to his right, hugging the pole.
He knew there was a kick about to come. It's a good job by Reynolds to try and squeak one in there.
Maybe he was anticipating, but still he left 99% of the goal wide open.
Tough to do. Mikovich with a long kick. And Morales plays it to Farley. And here comes Lakewood. Juan Lujan sends it over to Benjamin. Now inside to Avila, who sends it across. And, oh, they almost had a shot on goal there, Bob.
Almost. It was a nice little give and go play there, though.
Francisco Munoz and Avila doing a good job playing give and go. And look at this now. Munoz will have a corner kick, and Pine Creek will actually have to play some tough defense here.
A little closer to the goal.
Yeah.
Not so much at midfield.
Let's see how the Tigers attack this. Munoz from the corner kick. Looks like they're going to charge. Looks like Pine Creek's ready, guarding all the men down there.
He's going to give it a boot with the left foot, so that's helpful.
Good header there by Morales inside, and this is Hafner trying to get the ball away. Nice slide and kick out of bounds. That's a great job by Hafner right there, as Alex Juarez was moving in on the goal, but Hafner was able to depossess Juarez of the ball.
Took it right away. Now another corner. Back to the left footer again.
Benjamin with the header, and it just goes out of bounds. Stark just lets it go out of bounds, and once again we'll have a corner kick from the other side. We're probably seeing all of the corner kick plays that Lakewood has right here in about a minute.
That's their third one.
9:45 left in this half. There's the kick inside, and it's headed way out by Morales.
Boy, that was a nice corner kick. It was right in the middle. Just Morales got to it first.
And here comes Pine Creek up the field. Michael Steffi's not going to be able to get to that one. It'll be a Lakewood ball. But Pine Creek did a good job of getting it far away from the goal before giving up possession. David Miller's going to throw it in. They get it back to Miller. Miller sends it ahead. David Meyer gets to play the ball.
Now he's going to hold it for a minute. I'm in the game. I'm involved here. Wow, look at
the
that.
leg. Sends it up the field. Steffi's there. Thought he could run around. Jack Reynolds now to Hafner. Back to Reynolds on the left. Reynolds using some speed, trying to get around, but two Tigers there. Tough to maneuver. Back to Hafner now. Hafner sends it for Cleary. Pine Creek sets something up. Got a few more men down in the box now. Reynolds trying to get it back to Hafner. Hafner with a nice move. Wow. No call. Oh, yes, they did call it. Like we said, Bob said, hard to hear the whistles up here.
And the one referee, I think, is a little bit delayed in the calls.
Juan Lujan not happy with that call there for the Tigers. Thought he had a clean steal, but the refs thought otherwise.
They're going to stop the clock.
Pine Creek's ball. The ref is talking to him, probably saying, if you want a card, keep talking.
I got one in my pocket.
Yes, and I will use it. So Cleary now will set it up. Looks like he's talking to Jack Reynolds about what to do. Ben Corley letting him know a little bit here on the sideline.
Looks like Pine Creek has Brad McDonald and also Nick Bannister ready to come back in.
Good block by the Tigers, but Cleary gets it right back. Hafner trying to get it down towards the end line, and that's out of bounds. It'll be Pine Creek ball again. And here they come, just like Bob said, Bannister and Brad McDonald into the game. I believe McDonald's first action of the evening. And Bannister will give Hafner a blow here as he picks up on the left side where Hafner was. Now they come across to Nick Farley. A nice move to spin it around. Oh, thought about shooting it. Turns it away. Sends it over to, I believe, Depine. Can't see the number on him over there. There's a shot by Farley. Won't go.
A little too high. That was just to get it in there and see what happens kind of a shot.
Yep. I think, as in any sport, the more shots you take, the better chances you have of a few going in.
That would seem to help the percentages.
But right now, the Tigers don't have a goal because they don't have any shots.
that number would be helpful.
Yes. And now Lakewood's moving it ahead. Nick Farley tries to take it back, but they don't. And they'll send it into David Meyer, and he'll kick it up the field. Look at Jack Reynolds. Look at him move that ball. He's got Bannister on the left now. He's going to bring it up himself. Now he feeds Bannister right down the middle, but Majkovic comes out and takes care of that one.
A little bit too far out front.
I tell you, though, it is exciting to see Pine Creek when they get the ball on their feet and start moving up the field. Jack Reynolds, Nick Bannister, and Aaron Hafner, they are exciting to watch. This is Michael Steffi, who has the one goal of the evening. He's also excited to watch. Sorry, Steffi family, if I didn't mention.
You don't want to leave anybody out.
No.
There's so much talent on the Pine Creek team.
Here's Jack Reynolds. Love that little maneuver. Oh. Sending it, and that'll be kicked right on out of bounds. Leo Lujan in the game for the Tigers. That didn't go out, actually. Lakewood sends it back up.
There's so many guys in the defensive end for Lakewood. It's hard for them to move forward in the offensive zone.
Right.
Because the Eagles are just playing it as it's laid out. There you can see 4 players behind the midfield stripe.
Matt Ernst sends it into Steffi. Steffi makes a nice move, turns around, fends off the defender, but sends it too high. Thought he had it. Good job defensively down there. Was that David Miller in the middle of the field?
That is David Miller, just getting up.
Did a good job stopping Steffi there. Making sure he didn't have a great shot on goal.
Thought Lakewood's got some talent on defense. Sergio Gomez made a nice block before. You have to get some help for your goalie.
Here comes Pine Creek again. Oh, tough kick out of bounds there by Matt Ernst.
Looks like somebody's down for Lakewood.
What do we got down there? And this will stop the clock for a little bit. We got 5:09 left.
That's Leo Lujan.
In the first half.
Down right about the midfield stripe.
By the way, up north on the other side of the bracket, Chatfield playing Littleton. Chatfield is up 3-0 in that game with 25 minutes left in the second half. So it appears that the winner of this game would probably play Chatfield. And, if you're watching this, Pine Creek fan, or Lakewood fan, whatever you want, send us an email, 20tbd@asd20.org, or call us at 719-234-1780. You can get a DVD copy of this game for just $10. The Tigers put it back in play now, and here we go. Bannister trying to take it away. Oh, that was tough by Juan Lujan. Not happy. That almost looked like a tackle, Bob.
That was, we'll see in the replay if they show it, the arm up around the neck. Lujan, no replay on that one. They showed him the arm was up around the neck. That was more of a football-style tackle than anything else.
Really looked like it, but they're going to give the ball to Lakewood here. Max Schechter will kick this one from here. And Pine Creek will hunker down on defense again, watching everybody trying to run to the net. Schechter sends it in there, and Pine Creek sends it right back out. Here comes Michael Steffi running to the ball at midfield. He runs it down, keeps it ahead of him.
The numbers here.
Look at how quick he is. He's got Nick Bannister on the left, and even Jack Reynolds further over. Sends it in. Mikovich is right there. 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes left in this first half now. Pine Creek up 1-0. Mikovich sends it out. It's a good play by McDonald. Brad McDonald back in the game. Here comes Morales trying to head ahead to Nick Bannister. And look at how quick Bannister is. It's like you just kick the ball up the field and anybody can get it. Bannister making some moves. Sends it back to Jack Reynolds. Reynolds some more fancy footwork, but it's kicked out of bounds. Alex Juarez doing a great job, as is Spencer Kohler on defense for the Tigers. Now here's Cleary coming up the left side. He breaks inside. Sends it over to Reynolds. Reynolds, that's a goal. Wow.
I didn't think that was going in.
I didn't think it was going in either. I thought it was wide left. What a shot by Jack Reynolds.
I don't think Mikovich thought it was going in either. He didn't look like he moved much to the ball. Or maybe it didn't go in.
Well, they haven't put it on the board yet. The refs are. Nope.
It just went into the side of the net.
It went into the side. Wow.
That's why Mikovich wasn't moving.
That's what happens when you have two older gentlemen doing a call for you up here in the booth. Brad McDonald now for Pine Creek. Moves it over to Nick Farley. It's stolen away. Nice job by Ryan Fur-Johnson. Fur-Johnson now up ahead. Look out. Here comes Avila. And David Meyer almost had a shot against him, but not quite. Kicked out of bounds, and Meyer will get to put it back into play. 2:37 left in this half. Maybe at halftime our replay guy, our stellar replay guy, Adam Parker, will show us that again at half and show us how he actually missed the goal on that one.
And how we missed it.
Well, hey, we weren't the only ones. The entire stands were cheering.
Right.
So
from this angle, it looked like it may have gone in. I mean, it was hooking. It was just hooking away, I guess.
Right. It's a play by Farley. Off the head, and the Tigers trying to get back into the offensive end. Morales. That's what's impressive about Pine Creek, too. They're pretty physical. And I try and push them off the ball. They're pretty solid.
I think Lakewood is getting a little more physical. I don't know whether it's frustration or part of the game plan is to try to knock the Eagles off the ball. So far, it's not working.
No, David Miller to Avila. Can't get it going. Send it back out. This is Francisco Munoz. Good defensive play there. Here comes Nick Bannister.
Hard tackle.
Hard tackle, and he'll get the ball, and Bannister gets up. Oh, I like Bannister right there. It's almost like Lujan was like waiting for him to come at him, and Bannister just stepped aside, walked to the side of him, keeping his cool.
Just keep playing the game.
Great job by the Eagle there. Bannister moves right on by Kohler. Oh, Bannister now getting frustrated, and they're going to give.
Yeah, there was a little grabbing on Bannister, so maybe it was just a delayed reaction from Bannister.
David Miller will put this in play for the Tigers. Sends it down. Coming down to the final minute of the first half here. Good defensive play there. Matt Ernst just staying on the ball. And here comes Morales to take it away. Nick Farley over to Cullen. Cullen's got Cleary running and Bannister further up, along with Michael Steffi. Cullen reverses field, sends it back way across. Now to Cleary again. That was Stark playing the ball on the opposite side. Bannister Is Cleary ahead of him. To Cullen. 21 seconds and counting. Here comes Bannister with the back footer across. Michael Steffi trying to get to it. Couldn't even get a corner kick there, so it's going to be a goal kick. 10 seconds left. I think if you're Lakewood, you just want to maybe just throw this ball out there or just even take your time and let the horn go and be down just 1 goal at the half. And that's exactly what Majkovic does. He waits, kicks it away. Pine Creek takes the lead at the half, 1-0. You like that, Bob, when I say nil?
Nil sounds
like
European.
Yeah. It's, well, soccer's kind of a, bigger sport in Europe than it is here, so just play into those European people. 1-0, Pine Creek over Lakewood. It's halftime. We'll take a break and come back here on 20 TV. Welcome back to District 20 Stadium. Brian German, Bob Ely for this 5A playoff action. Pine Creek leads Lakewood 1-0. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights. The main highlight of the half, of course, was Michael Steffi's goal. And, Bob, it was a pretty one.
It really was. He got in behind the defense, just going to thread it. Actually, not behind all of them. He did thread it between a guy off to the side and one of them, and just beat the goaltender off to his left.
Mikovic really dove,
Good effort,
almost got a hand on it there, and now we're going to see the goal that wasn't. You and I both thought it was a goal. Heck, the crowd thought it was a goal as well, and Adam Parker, the replay guy, is going to slow it down here for us. There's Jack Reynolds' shot. Now watch it. I understand that it went around the outside and somehow snuck in. There you see it passing the post. It's on the outside, but it wrapped around.
Oh, it got
right
into
there.
the net. Yeah, it
got
actually
into
got
the
into
net.
the net, and then that's why Mikovic didn't move to the goal. He knew it was outside the post, but for us, it looked like he was frozen.
Certainly did. Here it is again from the high angle. Jack Reynolds just a bit outside is what they call that.
That was
so close.
Yeah, because there you see it went into the goal, the side of the net.
All right. So close to being a 2-0 game, but it is just 1-0. By the way, Mrs. Steffi, if you're watching, or any of you Pine Creek Eagle fans, or hey, Lakewood Tigers, thanks for joining us. If you're watching this on the internet, if you would like a DVD copy of this, it's just $10. 20TV at asd20.org, or call us at 719-234-1780. That'll wrap up the halftime show. We'll come back with second half action right after this on 20 TV. Welcome back to District 20 Stadium. 5A state soccer action here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Pine Creek Eagles lead the Lakewood Tigers 1-0. Brian German and Bob Ely with you for the second half of action. Bob, if it's as good as the first half, Pine Creek will have possession for about 38 minutes.
It's going to change. You're going to see Lakewood a little more aggressive offensively, and that may expose them defensively. So, boy, they've got to have a goal first opportunity, but they really haven't even had a good shot yet, have they?
No, they haven't. Haven't got a shot on goal. David Myers touched the ball a couple of times, and here's the kickoff. Here comes Cullen right up the middle of the field, and Lakewood sends it out of there. Cleary back for Pine Creek. Over to Hafner on the side. You can always spot Hafner with those nice sideburns. I want to thank him for those.
He's got a good beard. Should be playing for the Red Sox.
Fear the beard, yes. Cleary and a tackle, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Pine Creek. No. Oh, they're giving it to Lakewood. Cleary. That's a way to spend some time, too. Just kind of hang on to the ball for a second. What? Oh, you're giving it to them? Okay.
Well, I'll leave it right here then.
Yeah.
Well out of his reach.
Yeah. Tigers trying to play the ball. Hafner with the head out, and Tiger ball again. It'd be interesting. You know, I think the Tigers need to concentrate on just trying to possess the ball for a little while to try and keep it and then get it into the offensive end.
See, that kind of a long pass in, long kick in.
It's not working.
No, it's
not
because you lose control at the other end. There's too many of the Eagles back on defense.
Yep.
You may need to have shorter passes and work it up the field a little bit.
Munoz tried to get it through to Benjamin. Didn't work. Steffi can't get a foot on it for Pine Creek, so Miller sends it deep for the Tigers, and Cullen takes it away. That's a nice kick ahead by Stark. Steffi trying to catch up to it, but Miller's down there. The big captain sends it right back for the Tigers.
So that's the third time in a row where they just kick it down the field. I think you'd want to be a little more organized,
right.
A little more controlled maybe.
It's like they're kicking and hoping.
Right, you have 38 minutes.
That's right. Francisco Munoz now going to try and keep possession. He's got Alex Juarez in front of him, and it's kicked out of bounds.
Munoz.
Stark saying it's off Munoz, was it?
Yeah, went right off his.
Good call by the official. And Stark will put it in play here. He's got Bannister playing the right side now. And there's Steffi. Taking his time, gives it to Bannister. Bannister, just ran past it a little bit. I think he thought he had possession. Just wasn't able to do it. Tries to get the call there, but
always nice to be helpful.
No such luck. David Miller again to put it in play for the Tigers. Sends it down. There's Avila. It's a little push in the back by Stark, and that's the call. They'll give it to Lakewood there. This is Max Schechter, who will get the free kick. Steffi plays off him a little bit, and Pine Creek backs up on defense. Well, that ball took a weird turn there. This is Juarez with some nice moves and a kick, and here comes Meyer making a save. I think it was wide. He mostly had to cover it up because he saw Spencer Kohler.
And Hafner's down.
Coming down on him. Hafner down on the field. I didn't see what happened. Did you see what happened, Bob?
He may have taken a shot right where you don't want to take a shot.
Ow. That's the worst place to take a shot, isn't it? Alejandro Avila was the play they were trying to get it to. And now here comes Ryan Depanay, who will probably take Hafner's place. Ben Corley's going to send Depanay in there. Hafner's down.
He is sitting up now.
Meyer made a nice play on that ball as it came in there.
Yeah, I think
did a good job to get it. Just needs some rest. Is that what you're telling me?
Just give me a minute.
Yep. Of course, he'll probably have to come out.
He will now. He's not going to be running anytime real soon.
And we have a Pine Creek trainer out there looking at him.
What is she going to say? I know how it feels.
Certainly not. Where does it hurt? We're not sure. Pine Creek, this will give you a chance to, again, regroup. It seemed to me like the Tigers, that was probably their best offensive push of the evening, don't you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They've only had a couple, and so that being probably better than the one they had on the other end midway through the first half. Hafner's up now. He's just going to take a minute, catch his breath.
Yep, and I believe Depanay's coming in for him, so Hafner will just have to make the long walk across the field maybe get some rest. He should be able to come back in. Walking, would you call that gingerly, Bob?
I would call it beyond gingerly.
Yeah. Ouch.
We'll see. We'll see if we see him again in the game because there's no need to.
You don't need to push it
No.
unless Lakewood were to score a goal. But at this point, you know, you're Pine Creek. You've got 11 shutouts on the season. You got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
11 of your 12 wins came by shutout.
Boy, Hafner's really taking his time. I think that's as fast as he can move right now.
Oh, man. Depanay gives him a little clap on the hand.
Yeah, I think you just pull all your sweats and hang out for a minute.
Relax for a little bit. All right, Meyer ready to put this thing back into play as Hafner gets off the field and immediately sits down.
Oh,
okay.
We feel for you. Feel for you, Hafner.
So Meyer will put it back in to play. Just under 37 minutes. We're 3 minutes into the second half, and now the Tigers trying to do something with it. That's Sean Benjamin. Sends it back and now sent ahead. They're looking for Juan Lujan there. And Pine Creek takes it away. Jack Reynolds, so quick. He's got Depanay running down the right side, gives it back to Cullen. Steffi in the middle there. Takes the ball, sends it back to Jack Reynolds. Reynolds with some fancy footwork now comes back over to Stark. Oh, Stark takes a tumble, and they're going to give it to him.
Whistle there.
They're going to give it to him. Pine Creek will get a free kick. And they look over at Coach Corley trying to decide what they want to do. Sends Sam Stark to the middle of the field. He's got Reynolds and Cullen looking. They're going to set up again. What do we got here? Oh, we got a
yellow card. And that goes to Juan Lujan.
You know, he's been kind of asking for it all night. He made that tough tackle.
Yeah, now he's going to have a teammate come in and chase him off
before
he says something else. That might have been some talking, might have been the play itself that started, and then there was some excessive.
You think because there wasn't much going on right there, he may have said something.
Yeah, he's going to leave the game. Probably a good move by the Lakewood coach.
Yep.
Give him a minute just to cool off. A good player. You need him in there.
John Martinez takes his place on the field, and Juan Lujan takes his sweet time walking off. Not happy with the call, obviously.
He was walking faster than Hafner, though, so.
Slightly.
Hafner is up now on the sideline, which is good news.
Yep.
If he catches breath.
I bet he wants back in. And he's bouncing up and down now. And now here comes Cullen to put it in play for the Eagles. Sends it in there. And Lakewood, just a few too many guys jumping at the ball. Jack Reynolds brings it down. Sends it ahead. How about Cleary? Cleary. Send it over. Oh, man. He had Bannister and Steffi down there with him. Couldn't get anything going. Now here comes Cleary again. Up the left side to Bannister. Bannister tried to send it across, but some good defense down there by the Tigers. Sergio Gomez. Now he sends it up the field. Oh, nice try there. Matt Ernst sent it back into the offensive end, but Pine Creek couldn't keep it in play. Here come the Tigers. Sergio Gomez will handle the throw-in.
Juan Lujan has come back in for Lakewood.
Yeah, calm down. Been told to calm down, I'm sure.
Well, I think that was his brother. That was his brother Leo that was the troublemaker there.
I think it was Juan.
Was it Juan?
I think it was Juan. It was 6.
Was it 6?
Yep.
Okay, I stand corrected.
He was walking off the field. So, Tigers have Juan Lujan back in there. Sergio Gomez to throw it in. They must really need Juan. Coach probably gave him a quick talking to. This is a good job keeping it ahead by Sean Benjamin. But Pine Creek keeps it away. Cullen sends it back. Whoa, Ernst. Oh.
There's a whistle there.
Wow. That's a tough whistle, I think. Alex Juarez fell down in front of Ernst there. He's limping now for the Tigers. And this will be Francisco Munoz. Nope, to play the ball. Nope, it's going to be Max Schechter. Interesting setup. They spread Tigers across the field. Not really sure where they're going to go with this. Now they're running two
Over
guys.
the top, huh? Try to
Torres
break
and
to it.
Lujan. Oh, no.
Oh,
The
it's a goal!
What a great pass inside, and David Miller gets the goal on David Meyer, who I'm not sure he saw Miller coming on that one.
That's a little bit of a shocker right there.
Certainly is.
They had them all strung out, and you knew they were going to go over the top, but you just didn't know who they were going to go to. Just caught the end of the goal there. But Miller.
Good send in there by Schechter. There's the, well, we'll get it right, guys. Schechter had a great pass inside, and I'm not sure David Meyer knew that David Miller was there. But now Pine Creek's going to have to push a little bit and work on the offensive end. Hafner back into the game. This is Farley back to Hafner. Hafner over to Farley, just gets by him a little bit. The Tigers will back up. Schechter sends it out. And here we go. And here, let's see if we can see that goal again. Here you go, Bob. Schechter sends it in.
Yeah, Miller snuck in on the right side of Meyer.
Meyer was not ready for him to be there.
But what a great pass in.
Certainly was. Schechter sent that thing in perfectly. It's 1-1 now. Jack Reynolds with the ball for the Eagles. Right in the middle of the field, sends it across to Depanay. Depanay moving it around. Oh, just missed. A little miscommunication there with Steffi. Now Cleary will get it over to Farley. Farley tries to send it in. Steffi's smart. He waits to see where that ball's gonna play. Waits to see what the defenders do to it. Now Cullen to Cleary. Pine Creek having to work a little more offensively than they thought they'd have to in this half, thanks to that goal. Steffi inside. Oh, how about that? You better believe it.
They called him offsides.
Oh, man.
Not by much.
Hafner was being taken down on the play, but it was pretty close. I think he may have been offside
before he was taken down. We'll take a look at it here. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, he was holding the shirt.
Yep.
As Hafner ran by.
Pine Creek fans not happy with that. 1-1. Majkovic sends it in. And Farley to Cleary.
Handball there.
Yep. That's going to be.
Wow, a couple of mistakes there by Pine Creek.
Lakewood, a bit shaken up, and rightly so. I mean, you pretty much controlled this whole game for the first 45 minutes. And then Lakewood gets that goal. And all of a sudden, it's a brand new game. 1-1.
Here we go again. They'll string him out across the front.
Schechter will do the honors again, sending it in. And this time, Peter Schmidt's there to head it out. And they clear out of the way and let Meyer handle that kick. Not much on it for Sean Benjamin. And here comes Meyer. That's the thing about Meyer. Look at that kick. Sending it way deep into the Lakewood end. Cullen plays it with the head to Reynolds. And now the Tigers take it back. Francisco Munoz plays it over to Schechter. Schechter has it blocked by Hafner, but David Miller, who scored the goal for the Tigers, is back on defense. Now they're trying to keep it ahead. Here comes Sean Cleary. Oh, nice move by Lujan. Oh, Cleary even feels bad about that one. Told him sorry about that, taking him down.
The Tigers have Alex Juarez sneaking around, number 4. He's the one guy they're looking to right now to get behind the defense should they get a little breakaway.
Schechter's going to have another kick here, and if you're the Tigers, why not? Have them kick it deep and send a bunch of guys in there and try and head it in. Schechter looking over at Coach Tom Noor. Here we go. Get a little give and go. There's a shot. Meyer dives.
Whoa.
Good thing it was wide.
Whatever adjustments Lakewood has made, they're a little more under control now on the offensive end. Controlling it more than Pine Creek now in that end. In the first half, Pine Creek controlled the ball almost exclusively in their own end. That Lakewood would lob it in, but then Pine Creek would steal it away.
Certainly did. Zach Peterschmidt with a nice long ball there. Steffi Can't play it well enough, and the Tigers coming back in. There's Peter Schmidt stealing the ball away. Coming back to Cleary along the left side. He pushes it up by Lujan to Cullen. Cullen has Depanay on the run along with Steffi and Jack Reynolds down the middle of the field. He's got Jack. Oh, but Miller stepped in there, and then Steffi took a shot and just missed it wide. And that's going to be a goal kick for Majkovic. A little bit of offense there for Pine Creek. David Miller did a good job. David Miller's really been a standout for this Lakewood team. Not only scoring the goal, but playing pretty well on the defensive end. Majkovic sends it up the field. There's Cleary, and Reynolds going to try and steal it away. Oh, got him for a bump.
They whistle. A lot of whistles against Pine
Ryan
Creek in the
Fur
second
Johnson. Yeah. The crowd not happy with it. Here it is Reynolds bumps into Fur Johnson. Maybe a little bit of a acting job there, falling down.
Maybe an air push.
Yeah. Miller sends this one on. Pine Creek will play this one if Hafner can get to it, can't get to it. It's going to be Lakewood ball.
So I guess Coach Tom Knorr of Lakewood, if he was happy at 0-0, is he happy at 1-1?
You got to think he's happy at 1-1. Isn't it the same thing pretty much?
I would guess.
Although I guess maybe just a little bit of added confidence because you've scored a goal.
You've scored a goal against a team that only gave up 3.
Miller sends it in, and it's headed out of there by Peter Schmidt. But the Tigers keep the ball. Miller crosses. Sent out of there again. There's Sean Benjamin with a kick, and Meyer, no problem. Kicked it right at him, really. Now Meyer shows off his leg. Tried to get it down to Bannister. And now Pine Creek, Nick Farley finally keeps them possession to Aaron Hafner, who sends it towards the net. Majkovic comes out and gets the grab. 27 minutes, 20 seconds left. We're tied at 1. Majkovic and Meyer like to seem to do a little kickoff.
Can really move it down the field, can't they?
Yeah.
There's a whistle there against Lakewood.
Yep, Pine Creek take possession here. And Meyer says go on and move up. He's going to play it from there. Well, he could put this thing. He could put a nice pass down there for Bannister or Hafner.
Goal, huh?
Yep. He's sending it deep. And Steffi comes out to try and play it. No dice. Kicked out of there by the Tigers. Farley now heads it over to Cleary on the side. Cleary will send it into Hafner. Hafner heads it ahead, but I don't think Steffi was ready. A little miscommunication there. And the ball will go out of bounds and over to the Tigers.
I think he thought Steffi was going to break to the goal.
Yep. There's a job by Majkovic, sending it ahead, and Pine Creek now. Jack Reynolds gets possession to Stark. Stark sending it forward, trying to get it to Hafner up the field. This just in, Chatfield, a 4-0 winner over Littleton. So Chatfield sitting there waiting for the winner of this game in the second round of the 5A state playoffs.
Pine Creek has some unfinished business here tonight.
Definitely. Stark trying to play with the body there, and there's Alex Juarez. And here they come ahead to Avila. Nope. Can't get it to him. Here's Michael Steffi pushing it ahead to Cullen, but it's kicked out of there by the Tigers. Tigers a little bit better, more aggressive on defense as well, able to come out of their own end a little bit. Here comes Michael Steffi. He's got Hafner in front of him, and Depanay running down the left side. Depanay gets the ball. He sizes it up, takes a kick right into the back of Hafner. And now here comes Nick Bannister. Sorry, I called Bannister Depanay, I think.
Too many bodies in there.
Apologize to the Bannister family for that. It's hard to see the numbers on the far side of the field up here when they have their backs turned, or when their fronts are turned towards us. Here's a head to Bannister. He can't get to it. Still 1-1. Majkovic will kick it out of there.
So Lakewood a little more controlled, a little more aggressive? Pine Creek not as smooth as they were in the first half.
Nope. Morales comes in for Pine Creek, taking the place of Alex Cullen. Cullen will get a breather. Mikovic sends it into play. And Nick Farley tries to head it. Morales tries to play it, but the Tigers come back with it. Here comes Francisco Munoz. Kicked out of there by Stark. And now Michael Steffi gets it to Stark, who sends it ahead. Hafner, but little misplayed. Sean Benjamin comes away with it. Benjamin to Cleary. Cleary to Steffi, trying to keep possession here, but Reynolds and Hafner both missed that one. And Munoz kicks it back up for the Tigers, but it's taken away by Ernst. Over to Cleary. He'll play it by Lujan, but out of bounds, and that'll be Tiger ball.
And Tigers still trying to sneak Alex Juarez in behind.
Keep an eye on him.
Doing a little cherry picking back there.
Leo Lujan is on there with his brother, Juan.
And to keep an eye on his brother.
There's Juan Lujan, and they're going to give it right back to Pine Creek. And a good job there by Juan Lujan, who lost his cool a little bit earlier. That time he got a call, and I could tell you he didn't like it, but he just let it go, ran right by the official. David Meyer going to kick this one back into play. And it gets by the Tiger and goes to Michael Steffi. And there's a push. No call. Steffi still has it, but loses the ball again. Now to Nick Farley. Over on the left side to Bannister. Bannister with a long kick ahead. Oh, Hafner was going in, trying to head that one in. Wants it, but they're going to give it to the Tigers.
Climbed up over the top of the defender that time to get to it for the header.
Here it is coming inside. Wow, they had Jack Reynolds down there. Reynolds was a little closer, couldn't quite get to it. Hafner tried.
A little bit off the mark.
Mikovic will send this one back into play. Nice job by Nick Farley to possess the ball there and send it back to Cleary. Oh, Cleary and Bannister, a little miscommunication there. Michael Steffi getting a breather here on the sideline now for Pine Creek.
Well, you got a little less than 22 minutes in. You got to save your best for the last 15 minutes probably.
Sure. Nice cross. Hafner. Oh! Hafner had a chance for that and headed it just wide.
That's twice he's crashed in here in the last couple of minutes.
A nice centering pass there. I think it was Depanay, or Bannister, excuse me. Bannister sends it across. Hafner. Oh, man, that was so close.
Mikovic committed to going to his left, too, didn't he?
Yes, he did. But we're still tied 1-1. Just over 21 minutes remaining. Pine Creek putting some pressure on now, though. If they can keep possession now like they did in the first half, they'll be all right. Bunch of headers here now. Oh. Coach Corley does not like that call. But it goes over to the Tigers, and you can hear the Lakewood fans down below us, Bob. They're getting a little rowdy.
Either that or they're just trying to stay warm. Making a little bit of noise.
David Miller will handle this free kick. Pine Creek back on defense. Sean Benjamin outruns Bannister for the ball and gets it across. Sergio Gomez sends it and out on the sideline there.
Down to about 20 minutes now.
Pine Creek getting possession of the ball, kicking it out of there. Nice job stepping up and heading the ball back in there by Sergio Gomez, midfielder for the Tigers. Now it's coming back and it's stolen away by Cleary to Cullen. Cullen gets it to Bannister on the side. Bannister makes a move, makes a play like he's going to kick it and just keeps possession. Now sends it ahead, but the Tigers are right there. Back out, Nick Farley takes it. Sam Stark will catch up with this ball on the side. Keep it alive. Nice moves there with the ball. Being guarded well by the Tigers. Tries to send it in. A good job defensively there by Francisco Munoz of the Tigers. Wouldn't really give Stark much room.
Didn't let him by either, did he? A lot of fancy footwork there by Stark, but he just couldn't get past.
Yep.
Just couldn't get off.
The Tigers have done a really good job with that. All the Pine Creek players are able to move the ball and maneuver with it really well. The Tigers just stay defensively.
Yeah, just stay patient. Don't dive at it, because as soon as you dive at it,
they're going to
kick
go by
at it. Yeah, then you're in trouble.
Majkovic sends it up. Morales takes it back for Pine Creek over to Cleary. Sean Cleary playing with that hamstring issue. Doing pretty well tonight, though. Nick Bannister now with the ball. Sends it through 3 Tigers. Taylor Carroll tried to send it back to Cullen. Wouldn't go. Stark now plays it to Morales and back to Cleary. They do seem to like that left side with Bannister over there. Now it's sent across. Oh, Steffi couldn't get to the ball. The Tigers take it away. Matt Ernst up to play it defensively. And now Zach Peterschmidt sends it over for Stark. Stark will look ahead. Sends it in deep. Cullen couldn't get a head on it. Sergio Gomez heads it for the Tigers. And Spencer Kohler kicks it out of bounds. We're still tied at 1, just under 18 minutes left in this one. Pine Creek now trying to do something with the ball offensively. Michael Steffi will have the throw in here.
And now you're in that phase where you want to be aggressive and try to get a goal, but you don't want to make a mistake.
Right.
Giving up a goal is be gut-wrenching at this point in the game.
Steffi waiting for Pine Creek to set it up. The throw in tries to get it to Morales. There's Bannister. Look at Majkovic coming out. Wow. A lot of people around him there, and Lakewood fans want to call, but nothing.
It looks like he grabbed this with one hand. You see it again here. Look at the white shirts around the keeper. Yeah, one hand, the other hand, and then, oh, that's spectacular.
Good play. Majkovic pretty good in goal. It's been pretty impressive. And here comes Michael Steffi up the field for Pine Creek. Keeping the ball, he's got Hafner to the right. Now he's waiting for Carroll to come in there. Over to Bannister. Close to the corner. Bannister makes a move, gets by one, sends it in. Majkovic, with a block. Oh, Hafner just wasn't close enough. If Hafner had been in the box a little more, he'd have been able to put that back by Majkovic, but another great save by the Tiger goaltender.
Majkovic has had a pretty good game. We'll watch this one come across. He gets a hand on it.
And there was
Just
Hafner.
Disrupts the flow. Maybe Hafner is in there closer to the ball if Majkovic doesn't disrupt that.
Wow. So now here comes Steffi. It's going to be a throw-in from the right side this time. And it looks like
in for
Morales comes out. We got Nick Farley, Jack Reynolds.
Get some fresh legs
in
when
the
you're
game.
standing right in front of the goal.
Carroll's out. And there's the throw-in. And looks like the Tigers trying to kick it out of there. Cullen makes a move. He's got Bannister ahead of him on the left, sends it back to Cleary. Cleary back to the middle of the field for Reynolds, who comes to the right side for Stark. Stark now sends it in, and Majkovic is going to handle that easy. I don't think Stark meant to put that much foot on it. Majkovic with the ball. Wow, he kicks it high and deep. Nick Farley heads it back, and Jack Reynolds couldn't get the ball, and he's got Hafner. Here comes Hafner up the right-hand side.
He needs help.
Tigers back on defense. Here comes Hafner with the shot, sends it to the middle. There's a shot. Oh, Jack Reynolds. Oh.
I wonder if Sergio Gomez just got a piece of that. We'll see it again on replay.
There was a whistle, I think. Did they call offside? No, they couldn't have. Hafner was so deep. I don't know what Jack Reynolds was wanting.
I want to see what that did. It looked like I wonder if Sergio Gomez, but clearly didn't touch it with his hand, but he was standing right in front. I think it was his body that deflected up over the top.
Maybe they thought it was a hand. Majkovic to put it back in play. That was a good rush, though. Hafner, so quick. Hafner, Bannister, Reynolds, Steffi. Here comes Cullen. He's got Bannister on the left. Bannister back to Cullen. Makes a move to get by Lujan. Now gets it to Steffi. Oh, good steal there by Sean Benjamin. The Tigers kick it out, try to get it to Avia, but Ernst steps in and gets it right back to Cleary.
I think the Eagles have started to play a little bit better on offense in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Bannister sends it over. He's got Hafner. Wow, trying to get it to Hafner. Tell you, they keep trying to go from left to right. I'd be interested to see if maybe they could try and get Bannister running and Steffi running from maybe the left-hand side and kick it in from the right. But I trust me, Bob, I'm not 1/8 of the coach that Ben Corley is.
Is that the fraction that you're going to put on
That's
that?
That's the fraction I'm going to put. I'm not 1/8.
Okay, that's generous.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not even close to a 16th. Majkovic kicks it back into play. Inside of 14 minutes now, here's Michael Steffi. He's got Reynolds open to the side of him. Sends it to him. Reynolds keeps possession. Sends it over now to Depine, who's back in the game. To Reynolds. He'll kick it ahead. It's headed out by the Tigers. Sent ahead now to Leo Lujan. But Hafner steals it from him.
The Eagles starting more possession now for the Eagles.
Nick Farley to Ryan Depine. Depine has it taken away from him. Comes right back to Ernst, to Cleary. Cleary up the left side of the field. To Bannister to Cullen. Cullen has Reynolds in the middle of the field. Reynolds sends it to Bannister. Bannister there, but Sergio Gomez steps in front and kicks it away. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Pine Creek corner kick. The Pine Creek fans react to that. They like the chances their team has if they keep keeping it in the offensive end.
Boy, Steffi drew quite a crowd all of a sudden as he seemed to have a breakaway. Then there's 3 or 4 black shirts around him.
Alex Cullen with the corner kick. 12:30 left in this game. Cleary runs up. Cullen with the corner. Oh, Cleary was there. There's Cleary. Oh, but wait, there's a whistle. Too many men?
He may have called somebody. I couldn't tell. A lot of bodies in there.
Majkovic. Here we see it. I thought Cleary was going to get an easy shot at the goal.
But again, a good offensive push by Pine Creek.
Yep.
Maybe the first 10 or 12 minutes of this half, they were not as focused as they were for the first half. But again, they've regained that focus. And now they are the aggressor here late.
Here comes Cleary. Up. Oh, nice tackle there. Leo Lujan sends it ahead to Avia. Haven't called this man's name a lot. Alejandro Avia. He's the leading scorer for the Tigers coming in. And they call that on Cullen. It's going to be Tiger ball. Tiger fans getting loud as well now. Tell you, the more clock that runs off. Like Tom Norris said, coming in, the Lakewood coach.
I guess the longer you hang in against number 4.
Yep. The officials talking about this with the clock stopped here. Here comes Dylan Greco back into the game. He'll come in for Stark coming out.
Now we'll see Miller, who scored that goal for Lakewood, is again on the end.
Yes, there was a yellow card on that, Bob. We missed it. Sean Cleary got the yellow card. He comes out of the game. I was wondering, the officials were talking. I didn't actually see him
the card go
hold up the card, but there's Cleary on the sideline. Not happy with that call at all. Of course, players usually aren't happy when they get the yellow card. Tigers now with a chance, and they'll do it again with Max Schechter, who led to the goal the first time. Let's see what he does. Sends it deep. Meyer was there, and they just let it go. That's good.
Yeah,
good play.
Miller was running to it. He just couldn't get the break. He couldn't get close enough to the ball.
Meyer was there, and he'll kick it, put it back into play. Let's see if Pine Creek can get it into the offensive end, do something with it. There's a header. Here comes Michael Steffi. Steffi keeps it. He's got Reynolds in the middle. Reynolds back to Steffi. He's got Ryan Depine on the right-hand side. Now Nick Farley has to corral the ball and send it over to Cullen. To Bannister on the left-hand side. Farley's going to take a chance, look around. Here comes Hafner. Depanay comes up from behind him, takes the ball. Hafner now running down the right-hand side. Reynolds will run that down, keep it in line. Oh, Hafner couldn't handle it. Depanay with a race. It goes out of bounds. There'll be a goal kick. 10 minutes, 35 seconds left in the second half. But who knows how much soccer we're going to play tonight, Bob. It's 1-1.
We'll have a winner, correct?
Yes.
Before we go home?
There'll be a winner. This will not end in a tie.
That would make the bracket a little more difficult to read, wouldn't it?
Yes, yes.
They're both moving on to play Chatfield. Not happening.
They could each play a half against Chatfield. Peter Schmidt sends it out. There's Farley. Over to Hafner. Hafner now up the field to Reynolds. Reynolds across the field. Looking for Bannister. Now Dylan Greco right on the line. Keeps it alive. Greco sends it in. Looking for Reynolds. Just a little far ahead. Now Depanay. Depanay. What a good job defensively by Spencer Kohler there to take the ball from Depanay. And
Depanay's going to get a whistle now for
wow.
A little push from behind.
Seemed like a late whistle, but
again, I think they are a little late, or we're not hearing them.
yeah.
The players' reaction.
The sound, they're very far away, and so the sound travels slower than.
Is that how that works?
Yes, sounds slower than light, something like that. That's something Matt Pauley wouldn't understand. Matt Pauley, by the way, on his honeymoon, wishes he could be here tonight, I'm sure.
I'm sure he does.
Jax Reynolds over to Bannister. Bannister toes the line, comes around, and did not keep it in bounds. 9 minutes. And you're wondering, in your 5A state playoff action, which team's going to get more nervous here?
This is unfamiliar for Pine Creek. Having lost only once, I don't know how many minutes during the season they've been ahead, but I'm going to guess having given up only 3 goals.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
There's your Alex Juarez moving the ball well. And that'll give the Tigers a chance here to set something up offensively. 8.5 minutes. Pine Creek's got to pack it in, get possession of that ball back. Sean Cleary getting ready to come back in along with Javier Morales for Pine Creek. Ben Corley giving him some instructions here. Got to keep this one out. There's a throw in by Miller, and it's sent out off the head of Ryan Furr Johnson. David Meyer will play it. Michael Steffi with the only goal for Pine Creek so far. David Miller, the only goal for the Tigers. For Steffi, it was his 9th goal of the year. For Miller, it was his 2nd. Steffi leads this Pine Creek team with goals. And there he is again with the ball. Gets it to Reynolds. Reynolds couldn't handle it. Taken away by the Tigers. And now it's ahead. Here comes Juarez, but Meyer is right there. Good job defensively there.
They may have called offsides. I think they did.
Yep, because Meyer brings the ball all the way out to the infraction. Boy, I wonder if Meyer could just kick it in from here. Sends it deep. The header out by Miller. Farley tries to play it, and now it's ahead to the Tigers. Sean Benjamin plays it. There's Lujan, falls down, and there's a call. Gets it up. He got the whistle, didn't realize it. Juan Lujan, who got the yellow card earlier.
He's got to be careful.
Yep.
There is no second yellow card.
No. It's a different color card.
Not quite as warm.
And it looks like David Miller's going to take the kick here as Schechter backs away from it. 6.5 minutes now and a 1-1 tie. There's a shot wide.
Boy, they did not get that out of the zone.
Nope.
As they had hoped. Again, the momentum, you can feel the momentum shift just a little bit over to the Lakewood side again.
Just a little over 6 minutes as Meyer puts it into play.
Tremendous ball skills there. Depanay.
Farley sends it ahead to Depanay. Depanay can't get to it, though. Just a little bit ahead of him.
Down goes Depanay on that surface at the end of the. We mentioned that. That's slick down there. That looks like the long jump, triple jump area down there.
Yep, it's tough. You gotta be
made
really
from
careful.
Metal spikes down there, isn't it, for the track team?
Yes, it certainly is. Majkovic will play this one, and he's taking his time. You know, the Tigers just happy to be at 1-1. Their coach said he'd be happy as long as it was 0-0, and I'm assuming it's the same at 1-1. Lujan Morales takes it away from Ryan Fur-Johnson there. Sends it over to Bannister. Bannister to Cullen. Pine Creek, I like they just taking the time. They got a little bit of time. Hafner now with the ball. Sends it ahead to Steffi. Kicked out of there by Miller. Back to Hafner. Hafner across the field now to Cullen. Who'll send it up for Sean Cleary. Cleary's shot blocked by Lujan, but Steffi gets to it. Steffi with Gomez on him. Trying to make a move. Sends it out, try to get it back to Cullen, but Matt Ernst will play this one right back in for Pine Creek. Oh, and Cleary is down.
He got kicked, I think, as I guess who's in the middle of that? Juan Lujan.
He's getting up, yeah. Nick Bannister now.
Yeah, he got kicked when Lujan tried to clear that out of bounds.
David Miller plays it. Wow, that was dangerous with Cullen standing right there. It goes out of bounds. And if you're wondering, as we get inside of 4 minutes here, there will be sudden death, 2 periods of sudden death. And if no one scores in those, they're either, I can't remember if it's 10 or 15 minutes. They'll have 2 periods, extra periods. Thank you, Rob Parrish, our director. Stellar director telling me, but there'll be 2 periods after this. Are they 10 or 15 minutes, Rob? Can you tell me? They'll have 2 periods after this, 15 minutes each. Then if it's still tied, they will go to a shootout, which is the ultimate excitement for the fans, not so much for goaltenders.
That's where you earn your money. Well, not in this case because you're not getting paid. But
Majkovic will put this back into play. We're getting inside 3 minutes now. Nick Farley sends it ahead. My apologies to Matt Pauley, who probably knew that rule. Oh, wow. Morales, no call. Javier Morales just got a little physical there. Gets it to Michael Steffi.
Steffi, not yet up.
Oh.
What a tremendous, that was like a hip check.
Yeah. Now, Pine Creek probably needs a Villa to get back in this game. Or the Tigers do. Send it ahead to Cullen. Cullen with a header. Oh, good job by Sergio Gomez down there. But Bannister, the wheelhouse kick off the goalpost, of the football goalpost anyway. 2 minutes, 16 seconds and counting before we have some overtime soccer maybe.
Yeah, you might think, I would think that both teams now are just going to play it close to the vest. You don't want to be overly aggressive and leave yourself exposed on your own end.
That's right. Majkovic sends it down. Morales plays it. Cullen trying to steal it away, but a good job there by Juan Lujan of the Tigers. He gets it over to Fur-Johnson. Fur-Johnson down ahead to Juarez. Juarez working on Matt Ernst. Ernst playing some good defense, kicks it away, keeps it alive. Good job by Matt Ernst. Now gets the ball over to Bannister, but out of bounds. It's going to be Tiger ball. Minute and a half left. Tiger fans getting excited. Or staying warm, as Bob Ely calls it.
Either way, things have gone okay for them tonight.
That's Miller.
Whistle now. Pine Creek's got to hustle. 1 minute.
Meyer can kick it up the field for him as long as they can possess the ball and get maybe a shot or two here before regulation is over. They send it ahead. Bannister couldn't play it. Kicked back out of there by Schechner. And now here comes Cullen trying to possess it. He does a good job getting it away. Oh, but Cleary couldn't. Cleary was going the wrong direction and lost the ball. It went out of bounds. You can see the clock counting now, down 40 seconds. Tigers have the ball. They'll probably try and get one good push here. The throw in by Gomez. Sends it over to the Lujan brothers, working on each other again, but Cleary dispossesses Lujan of the ball. Nice job by Cleary, and they move it ahead to Steffi. They're quick. They can get it up there. Jack Reynolds, 15 seconds left, sends it ahead. He's got Bannister running down the left-hand side. Takes a shot. Here comes Steffi. Got the header. Got it! Michael Steffi got the goal! Incredible! His second goal of the night. What a great job by Nick Bannister as Pine Creek takes a 2-1 lead with 6 seconds left in this game.
Unbelievable.
Michael Steffi, what a hero. Here, look at the pass inside by Bannister.
Look how open it was. Bannister was on the wing. And Steffi didn't work that too hard. He kind of let the ball come to him and just kind of a little tap with the head. Not a real thrash with the neck. Look at that. Just a little tap, put it up high.
What great presence by Michael Steffi. I mean, time's running down. Both Bannister and Steffi, time running down in the game here, and they just played like it was the first minute of the game. What a great goal.
I really thought that Lakewood would have the last opportunity. I didn't think that Pine Creek had enough time to get to the other end. Mikovic had committed just a little bit to his left.
Here's a kick, 3 seconds,
And that'll
2
do it.
seconds. That is the game. Pine Creek wins in regulation. I thought we were headed to overtime, Bob. Pine Creek wins 2-1 to move on in the 5A state soccer playoffs. And I told you, Chatfield beat Littleton tonight 4-0. They will play Chatfield. Bob, take us through that game-winning goal.
Well, look at this. Bannister was so open on the left. He had a great opportunity to get it into the middle, and Steffi open in the middle as well. Tackled
by Haefner
at the end of the play, and Haefner was in there too. That was a good rush by Pine Creek.
Great
right
job.
there at the end.
They had Haefner down there. They had Reynolds down there. Just a fantastic job, and what a great high school soccer game, I tell you what. We're going to take a break, though. We'll come back, wrap this whole thing up for you, and tell you what's ahead for Pine Creek as they move on in the 5A playoffs. We'll be right back here on 20 TV. Welcome back to District 20 Stadium. The Pine Creek Eagles move on, ousting the Lakewood Tigers 2-1 in 5A state soccer action, first round of the playoffs. And what a game it was, Bob. We're going to take a look at the highlights, and maybe you can take us through these.
Well, Steffi was the star goal scorer tonight. There's the first goal that he laid into the left of Mikovic. And look at that kick. He put it just in the narrow, short side of the net. Great goal by Steffi.
But then you see
nice
the Tigers come back.
David Miller right here. Look at that.
David Miller beats David Meyer. David Meyer didn't see many balls this year go into the net behind him.
And he didn't even move. You were right when you said, and I don't know whether he snuck in on Miller snuck in on him or somebody was responsible for Miller's presence there. But either way, here's the final goal as Steffi takes the pass and the nice little soft header right up over the top. and then the amazing hard tackle by Hafner, his teammate, right at the end of that play. I tell you, Mikovic, that one went over him, but what a tremendous game he played tonight. There was no stopping that shot. I mean, you got to play till the end, and there was a defensive breakdown for Lakewood at the end. They didn't cover the wing. They didn't have a body on Steffi enough to stop him from putting that in. So good on Pine Creek, but if you're Lakewood, you go, oh, we played for 39 minutes and 54 seconds, and that last 6.3 seconds cost us the game.
Michael Steffi's goals 9 and 10 on the year. He leads Pine Creek, and he gets them into the next round of the 5A state playoffs, where they will take on Chatfield, who won tonight 4-0 over Littleton. More about that in a moment. But Steffi family, grandparents, everyone watching from Pine Creek, you might want a copy of this. And if you do, send an email to 20tv@asd20.org or give us a call, 719-234-1780. Just $10 gets you that DVD, and it's fantastic. And we do have this info for you, Bob Ely. We believe this is 99% correct. Next Wednesday, October 30th, Pine Creek should be hosting a second-round playoff game against Chatfield. We told you Chatfield beat Littleton tonight 4-0, and I can tell you that Chatfield, a close matchup with Lakewood earlier this year. I believe Chatfield beat Lakewood 2-1. They're in the same league, so probably looking forward to the same kind of matchup against Chatfield.
You get 32 teams in that final bracket, and the difference top to bottom, probably not much. And so Chatfield will be seated lower than Pine Creek, but you saw tonight that number 4 had difficulty with number 29. And so when Chatfield comes in here, it's going to be even more difficult for Pine Creek. And they played well. They just had that one lapse when David Miller snuck in from the right of Myers and got the goal. But other than that, I thought they played pretty well. Lost a little focus early in the second half maybe, but they didn't allow a goal. So for most of the game, they played pretty well. They got to be happy with that. Tomorrow will be a great day for the Eagles at Pine Creek High School.
That's right. Like Ben Corley said, he was worried about his team playing defense. I thought they played great. Maybe had a couple lapses there in the second half, but they're going to have to continue to play great defense as they move on in the 5A state playoffs. They'll play Chatfield next Wednesday. Probably right here, probably at 6:30, but check the websites. The CHSA website will be the first one to check for that. And who knows, maybe it'll be here on 20 TV as well. But for Bob Ely, I'm Brian German. Thanks for tuning in. The Pine Creek Eagles move on. We'll see you next time on 20 TV.